Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and those who have yet to make up their minds. I am your host, JustJack.com, and we welcome you to subscribe to our newsletter at our website, www.justjack.com. That's just Jack with two S's, because one just ain't enough. Now let's get on with the show, because this is the midweek message. We've made it through the week. Thank God. There's so much going on. So let's just be real for a second. If you've been feeling like maybe everything in your life and your business got flipped upside down and it's shaking like a Polaroid picture, you're not crazy. Okay, you're not crazy. You're probably just in the middle of the resurrection phase. Right now, if we look up in the cosmos, things are wild, right? In the best way. We just came out of all those eclipses. And girl, let me tell you, they were not playing around. Eclipses don't come to destroy, right? They come to rearrange. They'll move people, projects, even plans right out of your way if they don't match who you're becoming. And now we're sliding right into Scorpio season, right? That deep, truth-telling, shadow work kind of energy. And you can't fake it through Scorpio season. You just can't. It will call you out lovingly but loudly. It's the energy that says, no, we're not pretending no more. All right. So if you've been feeling emotional, tired, confused, questioning everything about your life and business, that's why. All right. The energy right now is saying, hey, remember who you are and stop trying to do it the old way. This is the season where everything you used to be comfortable with starts to feel off, right? You can't go back to it even if you try. And I know that's scary. I know, but I promise you that discomfort, that's your soul saying, we're done rehearsing the old version of you. This is resurrection energy, the phoenix rising from the ashes kind of stuff. Everything that's fallen away right now, it's not punishment. It's more like preparation, right? You're not being torn down. You're being built up, rebuilt, if you will. So if your posts aren't landing like they used to, or your audience is quiet, or your old systems feel clunky, that's not failure. That's feedback from the universe saying, that version of you don't live here no more. And I get it. Part of us is like, wait a minute, wait a second. I used to know how to do this. Why isn't this working now? Because, girl, you're not supposed to do it like that anymore. That's why. You're not supposed to copy and paste the past. You're supposed to create from this new, raw, resurrected energy inside you. So take a breath with me. Take one. And say this out loud. I am not who I was. I am rising as who I am. One more time. Slower. I am not who I was, who I used to be. I am rising now as who I am. It hits differently. And because it's true. You're not breaking down. You're not breaking down. You're breaking open. So don't rush this part. Don't try to fix what's not meant to be fixed. This week isn't about hustling harder. It's about listening deeper. You're remembering your rhythm again. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. It's wild how many of us are still trying to build new lives with old tools, right? We'll sit here and be like, I'm ready for something new. And then Spirit's like, all right, let's go. But we're still trying to use that same hammer that broke last season. And then we get mad when the foundation won't hold. But that's what happens when you start stepping into this resurrection phase. You start realizing that the old you, that version that used to grind, and that version that used to perform, and that version that used to people please, overthink, overpost, that can't come with you where you're going. And that's a tough pill to swallow sometimes, because that version of you, that's the one that survived. All right. That's the one that got you here. But survival energy and creation energy are not the same thing. Write that down. Survival energy and creation energy are not the same thing. One builds from fear, the other builds from faith. And you can't use fear to build what faith designed. And that's what this season is revealing, right? A lot of spiritual entrepreneurs, good-hearted, passionate, gifted folks are out here trying to build the new thing the old way, trying to launch their business, market their magic, even pray for their purpose using last year's mindset. But the truth is, that version of you doesn't even fit anymore. It's like trying to squeeze into your favorite jeans from the pandemic. You can try, but your soul's over here whispering like, listen, sweetheart, those are cute, but they don't fit you no more. This is where the identity shift comes in. An identity shift can feel like loss because they are loss, right? When we shift our identity, we let go. We lose who we thought we were. We're shedding who we pretended to be. You're releasing who you had to be to survive. And now you're stepping into who you were always meant to be. That's what resurrection energy feels like. It's messy. It's emotional. But it's also holy. Because you're literally watching your old self fade while your new self starts to breathe. So here's what I want you to know. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to keep showing up for your new rhythm. Your business, your art, your calling, they're all recalibrating to match your new vibration. You can't rush that. And you can't fake that. And you definitely can't outsource that to some artificially intelligent ChatGPT. All right? The next chapter in your life, it's going to be built from your truth, not your training. So I want to give you your first, let's call it soul level strategy. I like that. Soul level strategy for the week. Write that down on your sheet, on your notebooks. Write this down. Number 1, audit your energy, not your to-do list. What does this mean? This means before you start checking boxes, pause and really ask yourself, does this still match who I am becoming? Does this still match who I am becoming? Because if it doesn't, let it go. Seriously, let it go. Even if it used to be your thing, even if you spent money or time or years building it, if it doesn't align with your resurrected self, it's not meant to come forward with you. Let it all fall away in peace. Because I promise you, what's meant to stay, it will rise with you. So take a second right now. Put your hand over your heart and whisper this to yourself. I give myself permission to build in a new way. Feel that? That's freedom talking. That's you coming back online. You're not losing your power. You're remembering it, Queen. So let's talk about that weird middle ground, that space between the end and the beginning. Yesterday we posted in the group, the Spiritual Entrepreneur group, we posted that quote from Agra, right? When she says, end, begin, all the same. It's all the same. And if you're not part of our free group, on Facebook, Spiritual Entrepreneur. We welcome you. Come hang out with us. www.justcheck.com/quotes. That's a links page, and you'll get all the links to join our membership program for $25, or even join our free group. And we upload a quote a day or some sort of saying. And in that group, of course, we also share our Sunday sermons and our Wednesday midweek messages in there too. So it's a group, like I said, for spiritual entrepreneurs. So come join us and hang out. www.justjack.com/quotes. Oh, dang it. Got thrown off my bubble. What was I saying? Oh, the space between end and begin, right? That's the breaking point. And no matter how spiritual or disciplined or successful you are, that space tests everybody. Everybody. No one's safe from it, because this is where your higher power really asks, do you really trust me? Or do you just like the idea of trusting me? You know what I mean? You've let go of the old version of you, your old ways of doing business, maybe even old relationships. And now everything feels, I don't know, quiet, slow, maybe even uncomfortable. And the human part of you is like, wait a second, did I mess up? Should I go back? Right? But the soul part of you is whispering, no, girl, you're right on time. Don't resurrect the rubble. This breaking point isn't punishment. It's where your spirit retrains your body and your brain to move differently. You're learning how to create without chaos. You're learning how to move from alignment instead of adrenaline. And that right there, that's strategy. That's spiritual strategy, because a lot of people think business strategy starts with numbers or funnels or content plans, and that's fine. But real strategy, the kind that keeps your soul alive, starts with how you manage your energy in moments of uncertainty. That's where your discernment sharpens. That's where your creativity gets activated. That's where you start to realize, wait, I don't need to be motivated. I just need to be aligned, because alignment gives birth to clarity, and clarity gives birth to action, and that's how you rise. So here's your soul level strategy number 2. Write this down. Number 2, start designing your business from your energy, not the algorithm. If your energy is saying rest, rest. If your energy is saying post that raw truth, even if someone out there ain't gonna like it, post it. If your energy is saying change directions completely, follow it. You are not behind. If anything, if you're a spiritual entrepreneur right now and this is being recorded, you're ahead of the game. All right? You're just in training for your next level of authentic creation. You're not meant to move like the old you, the one who had to prove themselves, the one who had to overwork or to force your flow. This new you, it creates from clarity, not chaos, from peace, not pressure. So don't be afraid of the silence right now. The silence is where the seed breaks open. It looks like death from the outside, but that's the exact moment life starts growing underneath. When your old content doesn't hit, when your offer feels unclear, when you don't know what's next, pause and ask, what am I trying to force that my soul is trying to free me from? That question right there will save you hours, even years of wasted motion. Take a deep breath. Inhale patience and exhale control. Now say it with me. I trust the quiet. I trust the cracking. I trust what's becoming. Let it land. because that's your soul talking. That's your strategy, learning to hear your next move before you make it. Let's talk about something real. You ever notice how when you don't know what to do next, your first instinct is to go look for someone else's blueprint, right? Let me go see what somebody else is doing. Let me go see what this person's doing, what my competition's doing. We all do it, right? Maybe I need just one more course. Maybe I need to copy what they're doing. Maybe they have the secret. Let me tell you something. When you're in your resurrection phase, it don't matter what they're all doing. Other people's blueprints stop working. They can inspire you, sure, but they can't define you, because what's being built through you has never been built before. You are here. You are not here to duplicate. You're here to demonstrate. The problem is we've been trained to trust systems more than we trust our own soul. Right? We've been told, follow the formula, follow the formula. But what do you do when the formula doesn't fit your frequency? What do you do? What do you do when the formula doesn't fit your frequency anymore? You create a new one from the inside out, because you, yes, you are the blueprint now. You're the proof that alignment works. You're the evidence that spiritual strategy is real. Every time you move from intuition instead of insecurity, you carve out a new path for somebody else to follow. Your business ain't supposed to look like theirs. Your rhythm ain't supposed to match the market. You're supposed to sound like you, move like you, serve like you, because if the Almighty wanted a duplication of what already has been, they would have just copy and pasted. But that wasn't the plan on your life. You are the new creation, a new work in you. Write this down. Number 3. Build your business from your intuition, not imitation. That means when you create, whether it's a post, a program, a product, don't start with the question, what's going to sell? Start with, what's my truth right now? What do I have inside me to give to the world? Ask yourself this. What lights you up? What drains you? What feels aligned? What feels heavy? Because the energy behind what you create is what people really feel. Your audience can sense when it's real. They can also sense when it's rehearsed. As an audience, we're not dumb, right? We know when someone is serving from their soul, and we know when someone's pissing on our boots and telling us it's raining. So if something doesn't feel alive to you, don't post it just because it looks good, or post it because your upline, downline, sideline said this is what you got to do. If a system or strategy feels stale, change it. If you feel like something inside of you is whispering, try this instead. Listen. You are co-creating with something way bigger than analytics. And when you honor that, you stop chasing the algorithm and start attracting alignment. Let's do a quick reflection right here before we move on. Grab your journal or just close your eyes and ask yourself, where in my business am I still building by imitation instead of intuition? Take a breath. Trust whatever comes up and don't judge it. Just notice it. Because awareness is the first sign of resurrection. Now say this. I am the blueprint. I am guided. I am enough. That's it. That's the sound of your soul remembering its power. You don't need permission to build differently. You are the permission. Now that we've talked about the resurrection energy, that rising from the ashes kind of leadership, let's talk about what it looks like when you actually live it. Because let's be honest, it's easy to talk about rising. It's another thing to rise when everything else feels like it's fallen apart, right? Let's not forget the story of Easter, the crucifixion on Friday, the resurrection Sunday. But no one ever talks about what happened on Saturday, that long, lonely day in between death and the rebirth phase. No one talks about the in-between, when the money's slow, when the followers stop engaging, when the people you poured into disappear. That's where real resurrection begins. Right there. In the, child, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm still going to show up in that moment. Because resurrection isn't loud. It's not fireworks and praise reports. Sometimes it's a quiet decision in the dark. It's a proclamation we make into the universe when no one else is watching that says, I'm still going to believe in my dreams. I am making a proclamation to believe in the dream that was given to me. You might not be able to see it yet. But every small act of faith, every time you post that truth, every time you offer that service, every time you show up for your people, you're building something alive. So let me give you your soul level strategy number 4. Write this down. Number 4. Move before you feel ready. That's what resurrection does. Stop waiting to be perfect. Stop waiting for proof. Stop waiting for permission. Resurrection happens when you move anyway. When you speak life into the dry bones of your own dream. Because your next chapter is not waiting for a plan. It's waiting for a decision. And that decision is you saying, yes, I may not have it all figured out, but I refuse to stay buried. Let's do some action practices this week, shall we? Number 1, write this down. Choose one thing that you've been delaying, an idea, an offer, a message. Don't overthink it. You already know what it is. Choose it. And number 2, take one bold action toward it in the next 48 hours. Do it now. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real. And then when you're done with it, end your day with gratitude instead of guilt. Stop punishing yourself for what you didn't do. Celebrate what you did. And remember this. Resurrection is not a one-time event. It's a rhythm. Every time you rise from your fear, from your doubt, from your old story, you're resurrecting again. Just as a snake sheds its skin, so we are born again, day by day, moment by moment. You're living proof that leadership born in love can't die. So when life tests you, and it will, when the trial hits, when people misunderstand you, when your plans fall apart, smile a little. Because it just means that something greater is being reborn. The stone rolled away wasn't proof of death. It was proof that purpose cannot stay buried. You are the living evidence of that truth. And as you go into this week, I want you to carry this message with you wherever you go. Whether you're leading a meeting, running your business, or even just taking care of your family. Lead with love. Move with faith. Serve with power. And when it gets hard, when your heart starts to doubt, just whisper to yourself, this is my resurrection season. Because it is. And I promise the world is watching you rise. And we can talk about resurrection all we want. But remember, resurrection was nothing without the crucifixion, without death of the ego, and purification. We have a talk actually on purification. Maybe we'll upload that wherever this is being uploaded, because I think the purification, the crucifixion, and the resurrection, they all tie in together. Yes, we've all heard the story of Easter in many ways. But no one's told it like me, boo. Just kidding. All right, we'll find that video for you. Much love to you guys. Once again, we welcome you to join our group, subscribe to our email, and if you feel like you want more, if you want community and you want more training on what it really, really, really means to go out there and follow your dreams and run your business the way it's supposed to be ran, not just as a hobby, but more of a mission, we welcome you. Join our monthly membership. It's only $25 a month, and you can make a little money while doing it too. Just ask me. All right, I'm out of here. I will post the other video wherever this one is. Lots of love. Peace out. Bye, Felicia.